Aliens learned to fear silence long before they learned to fear guns. That was why Commander Rek felt sick when the human message arrived. Without anger, it came on every open channel. It came on every private band. It came in clear trade language. This is Earth Control. You are entering human space. Turn back now. Rek stared at the words on the bridge screen. He did not laugh. He did not smile. He did not blink for a long time. Around him, the crew waited for the Yusha show. They wanted him to shout. They wanted him to order a strike. They wanted him to prove the Empire was still the biggest thing in the stars. But Rek had read old reports. He had read survivor notes. He had read the quiet lines that were never shown at parades. Humans did not fight like the Empire. Humans did not fight for pride. Humans fought for limits. Leave them alone. That was what their messages always said. Leave them alone, or pay. A junior gun officer leaned forward. Commander, we are in range. The Emperor wants a warning shot. One station, one clean hit. Then they kneel. RHEK looked at the blue planet on the main screen. Earth looked small. Earth looked gentle. Earth looked like it should not speak in commands. Hold fire, Rek said. The junior officer hesitated. His claws hovered over the firing keys. Then a red order stamp flashed on the panel. Direct order. Fire one volley. Signed. Emperor Varkel. Rek felt the air tighten. He could refuse. He could save his ship. What could also be executed later. The Empire was built on the Bayan. He swallowed and said, "Fire." The cruiser shivered as power ran to the cannons. A single bolt of light jumped across space. It hit an Earth station on the dark side of the planet. The station flashed once. Then it became a cloud. On the bridge, several crew members let out breaths. They expected fear. They expected surrender. They expected Earth to beg. Instead, Earth answered with a third thing. A signal. It was short, it was clean, it was perfect, and it landed inside every Imperial sensor. System like key sliding into a lock. Across the fleet, screens flickered. A new icon appeared in the corner of every display. A simple circle with a line through it below it. One word appeared. Hello. RHX stood up so fast his chair clattered. Cut. External links. He snapped. The comm officer tried. His hands shook. Commander, it is already inside. It is not coming in. It is here, on the flagship throne sphere. Emperor Varkel watched the same icon appear. He stared at it as if it insulted him. Jam them. Vark ordered. Burn the spectrum. Flood all bands as admirals. Obeyed. Noise filled space. Blocks rose. Power surged. The icon stayed. Then the human message arrived again, not on open bands, not on military bands. It arrived on channels the Empire never shared. It said, "Response starts now." Deep under Earth rock. General Maya Kell watched a round timer on the wall. The timer was already set. 14 minutes. A young officer beside her whispered, "Ma'am, is that real? 14 minutes to break an empire." Maya did not look away from the screen. 14 minutes to stop the attack, she said. 14 minutes to teach a lesson. If we go longer, we become them. A tech officer spoke. Orbital station Grey Lantern is destroyed. 112 confirmed dead. Maya nodded once. Then she touched the console. The timer began. 13 minutes and 59 seconds. Phase 1, Maya said. Far above Earth, something drifted near the Empire relay buoy. It looked like space. Junk. Cold metal. No heat. No engine. The buoy scanned it. The buoy ignored it. The object tapped a buoy and opened like a small flower. Inside was a thin lattice of silver threads. The threads did not cut. They sang. Not with sound. With math. With pattern. The buoy tried to identify the pattern. It tried to block it. It tried to shut down. It failed. Because the pattern was built from old imperial code. Code the Empire still used. Code the Empire never changed. Because it believed no one could touch it. The relay buoy began to obey the pattern. It began to carry human rules as if they were imperial rules on the bridge of RHEK ship. The system beeped softly. A new line appeared in the fleet network. Link status. Control shift. RHEK felt his stomach dropped. They cut us off, he whispered. They cut us off from home. Phase 1. Complete. Tech set on Earth. Fleet is isolated. No reinforcements. No warning. No clean escape. Phase 2. Maya said. The screen changed to show the Empire Gate network. Gates were the Empire lungs. They moved ships, food, fuel, and fear. Humans had studied gates for decades. They could not outgun the Empire. So they learned to outthink it. On 12 gate stations, human seed devices drifted close. Each seed looked like ice and stone. Each seed carried one tiny program. When the seed touched a gate station, it did not explode. It connected. It offered an update to gate station. Accepted. It trusted the code because the code spoke with imperial keys. Then the update added one small rule. If human signal present then open across imperial space. Gates that should have stayed locked now opened for human traffic only. Phase 2 complete. Tech said. Access confirmed. Phase 3, Maya said. The young officer looked nervous. Ma'am, once this starts, it will spread. Maya watched the timer. Do it clean. She said, do it fast. The human signal changed again. On imperial screens. Hello vanished. A new word replaced it. Listened in deep imperial vaults. A backup defense system woke. It was designed to activate only by the Emperor voice code. Humans used that against them. Months earlier, the Empire had broadcast Varkel's speeches to show strength. Humans had recorded the speeches. They had built a perfect copy of his voice. Now, the fake voice spoke into the vault system. Activate imperial defense. Planned out. The system obeyed. It locked gates. It locked shipyards. It locked fuel control. It locked command chains. It sealed power in place. The Empire-owned machines turned into walls. Bach shouted at his engineers. Override it. Asterisk. The engineers tried. Keys. Failed. Manual access failed. Authority checks failed. The system treated them like outsiders. RHEK watched his weapons panel go. GRAYSAFE mode. Firing disabled. He tried to override. Denied. He watched engine limits. Engage thrust restricted. His ship wanted to live. It would not die for pride. Phase 3 complete. Earth's tech said. Empire locked itself for a moment. The Empire almost did the worst thing. One destroyer, far on the edge of the formation, had old cannons. Old simple cannons. No smart lock. No network. Its captain shouted at his crew. Manual aim. Manual fire. Hit Earth. Again the crew obeyed. They were trained to obey. They were trained to obey. They were trained to fear the Emperor more than any enemy. A second bolt launched toward the planet. On Earth, alarms rang. The young officer looked at Maya in shock. Ma'am, they fired again. Maya did not move fast. She moved calm, because a response was already there, above the fleet. The dragon shifted. It did not rush like a ship. Space itself moved for it. The dragon opened one claw. Gravity twisted. The bolt curved in mid-flight, like it was pulled by an invisible chain. The bolt slammed into empty space and vanished. Into a dark fold. No explosion, no flash on Earth, only a clean disappearance. The destroyer tried to fire a third time. The dragon looked at it, only looked at the destroyer. Hull creaked. Metal bent, not crushed, not torn, bowed, like a tin cup in a giant hand. The ship engines died. Its guns went silent. The dragon spoke into the minds of every captain in the fleet. One more shot, and I will eat the flagship. In the Empire language, the word eat meant more than kill. It meant erase. It meant no remains. It meant no story. Every ship went still. Rek felt his crew relax, not from courage, but from survival. He turned to his comm officers. Send a fleet-wide message. He said. Tell them to stop. Tell them Earth is not bluffing. Commander. The comm officer whispered. That is treason. Or HEK. Swallow. No, he said. Treason is what the Emperor did to us. Send it. The officer sent the message on every band he could reach. Stop firing. Stand down. We are already losing for the first time. Rek felt like he was choosing his own life. Phase 4, Maya said. This was the part no one forgot. Humans did not destroy every ship. Humans removed the Empire ability to act together. Through the now open gates, human drones slipped in. They were small. They were quiet. They carried no, bombs. They carried ink dust. The dust was smart. It spread through servers and control boards. It changed tiny words in code. Yes became no. Obey became refuse. Valid became invalid. But it also added new rules. Protect civilians. Limit fire. Allow medical paths. Human drones. Opened safe lanes. Near battle zones. They broadcast simple maps. They guided escape pods away from debris fields. They marked rescue points in empty space. Earth did not want extra bodies. Earth wanted the war to end. Shipyards froze. Factories stopped. Defense cannons refused. New orders across screens on dozens of worlds. One sentence appeared. You do not control this anymore. Inside the flagship, Varkel's face went hard. This is treason, he hissed. An admiral answered in a shaking voice. Sire, it is not just treason. It is everywhere. We cannot even tell where it began. Varkel breathed fast. He had never felt powerless. He did not know how to carry it. Then the stars outside the fleet changed. Not with fire, not with noise, with wrongness. Space folded like cloth. A shape came through it. It was not a ship, it was alive, long as a city covered in dark, plates like glass. Its wings were wide fins that bent gravity, its eyes burned like hot suns behind smoke. RHEK knew the stories, he had called them myths. Now, the myth stared back. The dragon opened its mouth. A voice entered every mind on every bridge it struck. Our nest crew members froze. Some cried, some prayed, some simply stared and forgot to breathe. On Earth, Maya watched the feed from a hidden sensor that was not a satellite feed, it was older tech, old deals, old promises. A deep voice reached her war room speaker. Maya answered. Scalor, you asked for the accord, the dragon said. Yes, Maya said. They killed our people. They crossed the line. The dragon drifted closer to the imperial flagship then ended. It said, quickly, do not taste war too long. Maya looked at the timer. 9 minutes remaining. Phase 5, she said. The tech team hesitated. Ma'am, Phase 5 is not a strike. It is a broadcast. Do it to Mawaye said. Across imperial space. Every public channel lit up. News feeds. School screens. Temple walls. Market displays. They all showed the same live image. Emperor Varkel in his throne room. Shouting. Sweating. His officers failing around him, his mighty ship shaking as the dragon passed outside. The Empire watched their god leader look small. Then a human voice spoke over the broadcast. Maya's voice was calm. She used simple words. She wanted no confusion. Empire citizens, she said. We are not here to kill you. We are here to stop your leader. You can live, you can keep your worlds, but you will not attack Earth again. She paused for one breath. If you keep him, you keep this war. If you remove him, it ends. Nava stared at the screen that showed himself. He could not stop it, he could not hide, he could not control his own story. In the flagship corridors, the crew murmured. Not fear of humans, fear of what the Emperor had brought to their door. The chief of security stepped closer to Varkel. Sire, he said softly, Captains request emergency authority to act without imperial confirmation. Deny it, Varkel snapped at the chief. Hesitated. That hesitation was the break. Across the fleet, ships moved away from the flagship, not to attack Earth, to escape the Emperor. Commander Rek received a private ping on a system that should have been dead. It came from a captain he trusted. RHEK. Do not die for his pride. The war is finished. Rek did not reply. He could not. His throat was tight. He watched the dragon glide past his viewport again. The creature did not burn his ship. It did not crush it. It only looked at it. Then it spoke one last thought. Survive. Tell them what you saw. Rek understood. Earth wanted witnesses. Fear traveled faster than fleets on Earth. Surrender offers flooded in. Governors. Trade lords. Border fleets. They all begged for the signal to stop. The young officer beside Maya looked hopeful. Ma'am, they're breaking. We can stop. Maya watched the timer. 2 minutes remaining. Not yet. She said. The Emperor must surrender. The officer whispered. Do we need him? Yes, Maya said. If he stays, he will rebuild. He will tell a story where he almost won. He will try again. She leaned forward and sent one final packet through the Empire-broken network. It was not a threat. It was a contract. Withdraw from human space. Payback. End. Slave routes. Open gates to free trade. Remove Emperor Varkel from power. Sign within 1 week. Failure restarts. Response window. On the flagship, Varkel read the terms. His hands shook. He wanted to scream. He wanted to kill. He wanted to hurt something, but his fleet was drifting away. His Empire screens were watching. His own systems refused him, and outside, the dragon waited like a silent cliff. Varkel finally understood the real message. Humans had done this in 14 minutes, and they had not even used their biggest weapons. They had used discipline. They had used timing. They had used the Empire's own pride against it. Varkel's voice came out hoarse. Open surrender channel. His officers froze, shocked. Do it, he snapped. The channel opened across the Empire. Citizens leaned close. Captains held their breath. Governors watched with wide eyes. Emperor Varkel spoke. We surrender. He said. We withdraw, we accept terms. On Earth, the timer hit 10 seconds. Maya raised her hand. Hold all phases, she said. Stop now. The tech teams obeyed. The human signal went quiet. The icon on Imperial screens changed. One last time, from listen to a final line. Response window closed. Across Imperial space. Systems stayed locked in. Safe states. Not broken beyond. Repair. Just pinned. Just control. Just.com. The Empire had not been burned into ash. It had been cut at the spine. On RHEK bridge. The crew sat in stunned silence. A junior officer finally whispered, "Why did Earth stop? Why not finish us?" Rek looked at the blue planet again. "Because they can," he said. "Because they chose to stop. That is the worst part." On Earth, Maya sat down for the first time in hours. Someone offered water. She drank without shaking. The young officer asked, "Ma'am, the galaxy will fear us now." Maya stared at the casualty number again. 112. Good, she said. "Fear is cheaper than funerals." In the dark between stars, the dragon turned away before it vanished. It sent one last thought to the human channel. The nest is safe. Maya closed her eyes. She did not feel joy. She felt relief, because Earth did not want an empire. Earth wanted one simple thing: to be left alone. And now the galaxy understood that leaving humans alone was not kindness, it was survival. 3 days later, Commander X stood inside an Imperial hearing hall. It was not a court, it was a storm of angry voices. Captains argued. Governors pleaded. Engineers blamed each other. No one wanted to say the simple truth. The Empire had picked a fight it could not control. RHEK spoke anyway. He kept his word short. Earth did not destroy us. He said, Earth stopped us. Earth could have erased the fleet. Earth chose limits. Some officers shouted at him. Traitor, coward, human pet. RHEK raised one hand. He showed the recorded feed of the dragon. He showed the vanished bolt. He showed the system lock that saved ships from suicide orders. Then the hall went quiet. On the throne wall, crowds gathered outside the palace gates. Not to cheer the Emperor, to demand his removal. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Imperial Guard listened to citizens. Emperor Varkiel was taken alive, not by humans, by his own people. He was placed in a plain cell with plain walls, no banners, no music, no throne on Earth. Rescue craft sifted the station debris. They pulled survivors from pods. They carried the dead home. Names were read in calm voices. No speeches, no victory songs. Only a promise to remember that night. A final human message went out across the open bands. This is Earth Control. Do not test our limits. Do not touch our home. We will not chase you, but we will answer. Far in the dark. The dragon listened. It did not speak again. It did not need to. The galaxy had already heard the lesson on countless worlds. Old admirals crossed out the word easy next to Earth on their maps. Traders began to speak the human name with respect. Children learned a new bedtime rule. Leave humans alone for good.